What's up, guys? We got another trifecta. It's a Corona trifecta. Taxi fan and I have been talking about the coronavirus for the last week or so, but we still have some sports, so we're going to get to it. The first leg of the trifecta. Let's talk about NFL signings. It's been crazy. Let's talk about the Eagles. Eagles have been making moves. Big Howie's doing some big things. So the last couple of days, they get a big defensive lineman from Pittsburgh the last couple of years. That's going to be a big help. Today, they signed or they trade for Darius Slay from the Lions. Great corner, great secondary help. I think that's going to make a huge difference. So they're doing things on the defensive end, but we all know they need offensive help. So what's going to happen? We just heard Joe Flacco, the local boy. He just got cut by the Broncos. I think he would be the perfect backup quarterback for the Eagles because he knows Carson's going to get injured because that's all Carson does. He's not going to be the starter. I'm not saying he is, but he's a reliable backup. And if he wants one more shot at a contract, another team a chance to win, the Eagles is the place. Also, the Rams seem to be free falling. They're getting rid of everyone. Todd Gurley gets cut as well. Why not try to get him for a year or two? A couple of years would be a good change of pace back. We already have Miles Sanders. You put him in there with that. I think that's great. But the big thing, guys, I've been telling you, if you've been listening to the videos for a while, I've been telling you, Zach Ertz, I don't know that his future's here. Not because he's not great. He's a great tight end. But we have Dallas Goedert. He's a top 10 tight end in the league. You can't have both of them. It's a waste of resources. It's a waste of Zach Ertz's salary. Here's some latest rumblings and grumblings that I've been hearing through the league. We all know DeAndre Hopkins got traded. What I'm hearing is the Atlanta Falcons are looking, as crazy as you may say it is, they're looking to move Julio Jones. There's been some rumors, slight chatter, whispers, that the Eagles possibly are trying to get in that talk. Zach Ertz and 2 draft picks for Julio Jones. You do that in a second. You bring in Dallas Goedert as a starting tight end. I think that's great. So that's trifecta number 1. We like what the Eagles are doing. I'm pretty critical, but I actually like it. Trifecta number 2. Taxi and I have been talking about this forever. He's a Carson fan. I'm critical Carson fan. But his name is Taxi Fan, so we go from there. So what is this year? I told you guys, you trade Carson Wentz when the stock was up. And what happened? They don't make the move. Everyone was afraid. You have a franchise quarterback. You can't let him go. And then Carson gets injured again and again. He doesn't even play. He played as many minutes in that playoff game as what you and I, as many touchdowns. He can't stay healthy. He just can't do it. This year is insane with the number of quarterbacks that are on the shelf for trading. There's more quarterbacks than there are jobs. If you told me you could have traded Carson Wentz a couple years ago for a treasure trove of assets, and instead you have Nick Foles for a year, even if it didn't work, you had so many quarterbacks that you could have had. You could have had Phillip Rivers. He's available. Jameis Winston's available. Cam Newton's available. You could have had Nick Foles again. Mitch Trubisky is going to be available. Jacoby Brissett was available. All these guys on the sidelines were available. So you can't tell me that if you traded Carson for all those extra assets, you could have brought in a quarterback with any of those guys that I just mentioned for 2 to 3 years until you draft your next quarterback. Big, critical, huge mistake. And this was the year that proves it. You could have get by easily with one of those names. Instead, you have Carson Wentz. But then let's talk about the quarterback also. The big money man, Tom Brady, is leaving the Patriots. That's crazy. And where's he going? Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay's got Mike Evans. They have Godwin. They have some great tight ends. They have a very good offensive line. Their defense is playing well. They have a good coach for him. And then I'm hearing Antonio Brown might go over there. If they get Antonio Brown and Brady, Tampa Bay is going to make the playoffs. They're going to make a huge push. I like what I see. I think they can do some damage. Trifecta number 1. Let's get to trifecta number 2. The NBA is spreading the coronavirus. We've already heard initially the Utah Jazz, Rudy Gobert, Donovan Mitchell, and then we hear about the Detroit Pistons player that the Sixers then played, and then we heard 4 Nets players. Kevin Durant's one of them. Now we hear Boston, Marcus Smart has it. They're saying 3 Sixers have it, or not Sixers, but 3 individuals involved with the Sixers organization. This stuff is spreading. You know, most people were hoping they're just going to be asymptomatic, which is a good thing, but this thing is spreading like wildfire. We're trying to get it contained with the quarantine, but we just don't know what's going to happen. Every day it's something different. More and more people are working from home. They're telling you can't go to liquor stores or restaurants. You can't go to sporting events. They've all shut down. We all support it. It's the right thing to do. Times are crazy. In time, just give the times quarantine, slow it down so they can get the supplies to the hospitals to prepare when more and more people get sick or get the virus. So we'll go from there. Trifecta number 3. There's no tournament. Today would have been the first day of the tournament, Thursday. It would be the last rounds of games finishing up on hour number 11 and 12. Taxi and I would be watching the late games. It would be amazing. He can't even take it, so all you do is nap all day. But that's how it goes. So what happens now? We can't give you any picks because Eastern Tennessee State's not playing, or Vermont's not, Belmont's not upsetting anybody, Penn State's not losing the 5-12 game. So I can't give you any March Madness picks as much as it kills me. But what else can we do? We'll talk about some fun stuff with the stock market. Not fun that it's taking a huge tank. Everybody's going down. Some people have been asking me because I've worked in finance major. The stock market's fun. Everyone's losing 30 to 40%. What are some hot things? All I can say is you don't know. There's too much volatility. You have a good day, then you have a bad day, then you have another good day, then you have another bad day. It goes back and forth. It's crazy. If it was up to me, what would I get in? I would say you don't want to get in until you know they have a handle on the virus, because even if it goes up, it's probably going to go down twice as bad and vice versa. But some interesting stocks that I see. Tesla's been something I've been watching. I think a couple weeks ago or a month, it was maybe about $900 a share. Yesterday, it dropped to the 300s, I think like 350, 370. Today, it went up a little bit, I think 420, but they did have some post-trading that it dropped, I think, in the 390s. Tomorrow's probably going to be a bad day. Another interesting company, Tencent Holdings, is an over-the-counter company in China where they do a lot of gaming, internet software stuff. They're pretty interesting. They're trading about $40-some a share. Not really moving negative or positive too much with Corona, but steady. That's an interesting one. Another company that I like that's gone up and down lately with the market is CVS, the merger CVS and Aetna, healthcare industry, pharmaceuticals, the drugs. That's a hot one. Some people don't like the style of business, what it's doing, but they're controlling the market share day by day. I actually like CVS. That would be a good one. And then another interesting one, which has been taking a huge hit, Disney. I think Disney was up $150 a share a couple weeks ago, dropped down to, I think, as a low point, possibly $79. Maybe I'm wrong, maybe it was $87, but in the high 80s definitely the other day or so. That one might be a good buy. A lot of interesting things going on that. I remember hearing the last couple years, Apple wanted to buy Disney. They said no way. So I'm wondering now, is it possible Apple could make a move with that low stock price to offer a premium that low? Some people say you're crazy because the value's a lot higher. I don't know, but it's interesting. Disney's an interesting one. You know, obviously the ones, Philip Morris with the cigarettes, no one knows about that. You know, anything related to Purell's going crazy, gangbusters. It's interesting, guys. But I mean, that's all I got on the stock. So we'll see. It's already 11 o'clock at night on the 19th. We don't have any March Madness tonight. We don't have any March Madness tomorrow. It kills me, but most important, everybody stay safe, stay quarantined, work from home. Make sure you have gas and groceries. Every day we just have the unknown. V Productions, as always, stay safe, guys. We're out of here.